All right, so here's the condition under our exterior pocket door, just kind of for documentation purposes. That's looking really good. That should get set next week. It's great. Mark and I just met with the plumber, so I think we've got a good bead on where to route everything so it doesn't conflict with the ductwork. Those guys always butt heads. I also want to document kind of what we have going on in the ground. It's always good just to have some pictures of what's going on there. So just running down, so that's electrical, which is great. We were going to upgrade the service to 320 amps, but I don't think we need to anymore. We ran the numbers and I don't think we need to. We're going to max out at about 145 amps, and so we'll just have a 200 amp service. Should be fine. We have the provisions in place. We have 2 pipes coming up next to the service, so in the future, for some reason, if we need to, we can upgrade pretty easily, because we'll just run, one of those is empty. One of those 2 pipes right there is empty, and it runs over to the generator. And we're going to use a Briggs & Stratton generator because it's made in the USA, which is great. That's what we wanted to use anyway, and we just thought it was made in China, but it's not. So we'll have an 8x8 concrete pad over here. We got the gas popped up, and then if we need to, we can upgrade the service, run a line over through this empty conduit over to our generator, and then from our generator we'll have to run a line into the house. But I just don't think we're going to need to do that. I think we're going to be okay. And then the difference is, I think initially we weren't accounting for the propane. Since we're using propane, I think we're going to be just fine. And we've got 2,000-gallon tanks buried up here. Which is great. We'll just do a little landscaping around those, and that'll make it easy to fill. So it's right next to the driveway. And then I want to show you what we're thinking for back here. We were going to do metal corrugated around the kitchen door. But I think we changed our mind yesterday. So we've got this little bit of wood siding above the stone. And I think it'd be just as easy to stone up there. Just add a couple more rows of stone. The decking is pretty tired, so we'll sweeten that up. It's just a bad condition where, like, this stone, the wood is touching the ground, so you can see it's rotting away down there. So we'll get rid of those wood stringers and put in some stone steps that match the patio, and then have those kiss into the stone that's going to take the place of the siding. It's not that much stone. I think it'll just look better too. So we were going to have metal running all the way around the wall. But we started looking at it, and that's the only place we would have rusted metal on the whole property, and it didn't fit. So I think what we're going to do instead is just carry that band of stone around. So we'll have stone, just running a small amount of stone under the door, and have that stone line up with the patio stone, and that's it. I think it's a lot easier, it's cleaner, and we're not introducing a new material like rusted corrugated steel. And I like rusted corrugated steel, it just doesn't fit here. Another area where we were proposing rusted corrugated steel was under the window, which is boarded up right there, just to protect the window. It's of course installed there, but we're going to have rusted corrugated under that, and then there's going to be a big barn door that can slide over the window. But we shouldn't do that either. Let's just make it copper. We have some copper panels, some like rolled copper, and we can just do 3 or 4 strips of rolled copper there and treat it, and then it'll match the copper that's on the roof, which is really easy. There's a little bit of copper on the roof right there in the valley, and we've got copper flashing on top of the stone. We've got copper on the main house, copper gutters on the main house. Maybe we could look at copper gutters on the barn and just look at pricing probably on that. But regardless, this doesn't seem like rusted steel is the way to go. So we're just going to solve it with copper instead. And I think we already have that copper. I think you probably already paid for it for flashing. We've got a little bit left over, and we'll just use that. It's a small area underneath that window. But yeah, this is our stair stepping of the retaining wall coming up. And Aaron's been up here with Ellie working on stacking the stone, and it's behind that plastic. So that's great, and I think we'll just bring it up and carry it around the patio, and it'll still provide the waterproofing that we were hoping to have with the steel, and it'll just tie in better. I don't know, just in general it's a better solution, I think. I'm not sure if it's even more money. I think we have all the stone because we took a bunch of stone off, and might be a little more stone, but it's probably the same amount of money. And I think it just looked better. All right, well, that's the update today, the 2nd of October. So catch you guys in a couple weeks. Thanks.